Hello, friends. I'm Suzanne from Making It in Maine. Today I'm going to be talking all about knitting. And a lot of what I have made over the years I've given away. They've been gifts or, just mostly things that I made for others. Some things I have and some things I don't, and some things I can show you in photos at the end of this video. So I just collected a few random things that I have around the house. So I thought I would begin there. This is, I'll show you a pair of mittens. These are one of the oldest things I think I have to show you. I think I knit these back in 1996, I think, a pair of mittens with a tree on them. I used to have a green jacket, a green winter jacket or coat, and it had some green around the cuffs. No, some brown around the cuffs. It was a green jacket slash coat with brown around the cuffs. So I made a pair of these, and they have an issue now. Some talented knitters would be able to repair that, and I could if I researched, but it's not that high on my priority list right now. So that's a pair of old mittens. I can show you a pair of new mittens. These I made about roughly 4 years ago. I call these my stained glass mittens. These were done with Rasta yarn. I think it's super pretty yarn. It does get a little bit pilly, but they're still pretty. And currently I have a purple winter jacket. High five. Purple winter jacket, so those are a good match. That's why I chose that yarn. And I also made this to go with that same jacket. What do you call these? Cowl? Infinity scarf? I'm not sure. Sometimes you twist it, you have a twist in it before you close it. But anyway, there's that pretty yarn. Some of it is kind of bulky and some is not, so it makes a nice texture. Let's see, I made this hat. I made this hat when my mom was still alive, so this is pre-2016, and she used to wear it. Oh, if I put it on, my hair is just going to get all matty and electricity-fied, but that's okay, so I shall put it on. So there's that hat. Let's come a little bit closer. I love the pattern on this. So my mom wore it while she was alive, and when she died, my daughter started wearing it. But my daughter lives in Texas now, in Austin, so she doesn't need a wool hat. So here it is with me. I really love that pattern. And And this is from the same yarn. I think it was a baby alpaca. And this has gotten stretched out. But this is that pretty fan pattern. I bet some of you have made something like this before. It's very pretty, very pretty. My friend Victoria made me a scarf with that same pattern. She used wool that she had spun, a natural color wool. I still have that. It's and she put 3 lovely buttons on it. So I still have that one. And here's more of that lovely soft gray baby alpaca. I made this as a little scarfy sort of thing for my granddaughter. I don't think she really wore it much. Maybe it was a little bit itchy, but it was supposed to have 3 buttons on it. So there are the little buttonholes, 4 buttonholes. So that was very sweet. And I started a afternoon coffee of the decaf variety. Let me just dig in one of my knitting bags and see if I still have yes, here it is, the mitten that I started making a pair of mittens for her, for that same incredibly lovely soft baby alpaca. And being the perfectionist, I stopped because here, this is the kind of mitten it is. It's a, I don't know, what do you call that? Like a double-lined mitten or something like that. But do you see that? This loveliness here. It's been a while, but I think that was meant to have a cord. It's a fingerless mitten, a thumbless mitten. But it doesn't. There's like too much yarn down inside, and that's why I didn't make another one, because I was frustrated that there was so much excess in this one, and I didn't know how to correct it. I didn't feel like ripping it out. So there you have it. Certain things that I work on, I get derailed by, and I stop. And this is a classic example. Oh, my hair. Forgive my hair. It's not about the hair. It's not about the look. It's about the heart. Oh, I can still be hard on myself. Yeah. Do you like YouTubers who glam themselves up, who dress up, who put nail polish on? Or are you okay with somebody who's just being real and everyday? Because that's me, real and everyday. I feel like I should bring you closer and move you down a little bit. I'm always so worried about things getting chopped off. So there's that sweet little mitten. Forget the little stringies hanging down, but that is a very sweet thumbless mitten out of baby alpaca. Something else I started for my granddaughter and didn't finish. Help. I know there's others out there like it, but every time I say it, it makes me feel inferior in some way, that I don't finish everything. And I know I'm not the only one. This was a, let's see, I have the pattern here. Yes. This is a Victorian t-shirt. Sweet pattern. So I got one side done. See the sweet little lace at the bottom. Got one side of it done. And let's see, nope, got two sides done. It's got lint and stuff on it, but yeah, two sides of it done. Isn't that a lovely lacy bottom? Two sides done. Why did I stop this one? Don't even know the answer to that. I don't think it would even fit her anymore, but I still could finish it. Put it in my Etsy shop or give it as a gift. Hold on to it for a gift. We shall see. We shall see. What else do I have in there? I guess nothing else. Well, I think this must be a sleeve that I started. So there's that. And so let me just unload some of this. So I was in a major knitting and felting jag. Well, I guess before I get to that, I'll show you some more unfelted things. So I made this sweet little baby hat. I saw a sample. This was done on 4 needles. Do you say 3 needles or 4 needles? If your work is on 3 needles and you have a 4th as your working needle, is that called working on 3 needles or working on 4? So for those of you knitters out there, if you have done this sort of thing, do you have this issue? I'm gonna bring you closer. Do you have this issue where it makes this line from one needle to the next? Is there a way to avoid that? Because if there is, I don't know how. And I don't know if I had a circular needle small enough to work this on a circular needle, because I don't think I'd end up with that issue. I know I wouldn't. Anyway, it's a sweet little hat and so soft. I don't know if this was bamboo, maybe cotton and bamboo, but super sweet, super sweet. I made this just because, you know, sometimes even before I had a grandchild, I was making things for babies and little children just out of the love of knitting things in that small, probably because they finish quickly. Taking a sip. Because they finish quickly. Fun to not have a great big long project. And this, the lady at the yarn shop gave my daughter this ball of yarn that came with a animal head on the top. It's, I think, acrylic yarn, which neither of us are fans of. We prefer natural fibers. But anyway, last winter, I decided, because it was in my knitting bag and I just felt like knitting something, so I knit this little hat. Don't know what I'll do with it. I'm gonna come from all angles, so with the hopes that iMovie won't chop things off. So there's a cute little lion hat. Hello, roar. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Love the colors. I used to have a bathing suit with those colors. I call that sherbet. Sherbet, I love those colors together. So there's that. All right, now we'll talk about, I may have to pause the video because my husband's coming out of the woods with his 4-wheeler and it's going to be noisy. But I'm going to switch to talking about things that I knit and felt. So hold on. Okay, he's gone that away. So these are not felted yet because I loved them unfelted, and I was afraid that I might not like them as well once they were felted, but I should make some more and felt them. You put them in a washing machine, hot water in a washing machine, and then in the dryer, and that's what concentrates the wool fibers and sort of felts it. So I made these pears. They're cute. So yeah, I just didn't dare. The backs are just solid. Well, it's a really pretty yarn. So I just didn't want to risk not liking them as much when they were felted. So I think they're super sweet, and I have them sitting on the desk in my, it's a secretary, the desk. It's not just a normal sort of what you think of as a desk where you slide a chair under. It's called a secretary. The front of it lifts down, and that's where you would, if you were going to sit and write letters, you'd push a chair under the top that folds open, and it has 3 drawers in it and cubby holes inside. It's an antique. Used to be my brother's, and he ended up giving it to me years ago. So these sit on the top of the desk with a pear-shaped candle that a friend of mine gave me in between them. I have a thing for pears. I think I have a thing for pears. I know I do. But I don't have a lot of pears. All right, so those are 2 intended to be felted but not felted items. And then the video where I was showing things in my Etsy shop, I showed you, was it 1 or 2 felted purses? Can't remember. I think it was a green one that I showed you. But anyway, I made 3 of them. Actually, I made 4 because I gave a friend one. She liked one that I had, so I made her one. So I made a charcoal one, a sort of army green one, and a sort of rust colored one. And here is the charcoal colored one. So this was knit with, I think, lamb's pride wool and an I-cord. This is called an I-cord. This is an I-cord too. So it's just plain inside with a loop for the belt, for the button, not the belt. So yeah, and I tend to be a person who likes purses that zip or close or something to make the contents more secure inside. So yeah, I used to carry this fairly often in the winter, but not so much now. I think it's quite out of fashion, but what do I know? And it could come back in fashion. Then this, let me just take this off. This is a wine tote. I made several of these years ago. My brother had a sort of a gourmet takeout shop, and it was he sold wine there also. So I made several of these, and he was kind enough to let me put some in the shop to try to sell. I think only a few sold. But anyway, now I use this one. I hang it on my door. I put a little rawhide leather loop on it. Probably at one point it had 2 on it, but now it just has the one, and I put green boughs in it, and the branches with red berries in it, and hang it on my door at Christmas time. I have a few of them. I have another one that is a pale, almost a celery green. That that I love as well. And I actually have one, I should go get it because it's very different. The celery green one is just solid. This one I did in a stripe, and you wait, I'm gonna go get the other one because I know right where it is to show you. Okay, here is the other wine tote. This one is very long, kind of got elongated, but this one, I thought that was super cute. A little bird button I stuck on it. And yeah, so this one is checkerboard. I love those colors together. What say you? What say you? Do you like those colors together? I could see those colors on a house. Yes, I could. So there's that. All right, now I'm going to show you two of the most challenging knitting projects I have ever done. One is, you guessed it, wait for it, not finished. Boy, I hope my head doesn't get chopped off in this video. I will be rather upset. Did you hear that bird? So funny. All right, I will show you the unfinished one last, but here is the largest and most complicated of my knitting projects. This was a class that's several, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 of my friends took a class together at a local yarn shop. And it was, yeah, it was a challenge, but really not that huge of a challenge, but it was a lengthy project. So this is called a carpet bag. Hello. But look at the pattern on there. Yeah, a lot of yarn, and look at the sides. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, it's a huge bag. I am not sure what that buzzing sound is. I kind of wish it wasn't quite so large, because rarely do I have that much stuff to tote around. And, you know, this is a winter bag, so I don't have a whole lot of big stuff to tote around in the winter. Anyway, there's that. Long I-cord handles and a button. And it's just open on the inside. But yeah, do you ever do such intricate, complicated patterns as that? That's my carpet bag. And lastly, the last knitted thing I'm going to show you is the unfinished thing, and it's called intarsia, when you carry one color across your work. And I went to a concert, a Christine Lavin concert years ago at the Waldo Theater in, I want to say, Waldoboro, Maine. Can't even remember. But anyway, I think Christine Lavin is a knitter, and I think she was encouraging anybody who wanted to bring a knitting project with them to work on before the concert started. They could. It was, yeah, sort of like a little knit-in, if you will. And so my friend Victoria and I went together. I think it was just the 2 of us. Such a funny concert. Christine Lavin has some really funny songs. Anyway, this is what I took to work on, and I won a prize. I think it was one of her CDs for having the most complicated or most complex knitting project. So here it is. And another friend of mine was making this also. She finished hers. Shout out to Debbie. She finished hers. And I did not. And part of the reason I didn't is because once I saw it all done, it ended up being a very sort of long and narrow purse, kind of like that. And it just seemed like an awkward size purse to me. So I decided I didn't want to turn it into a purse. So this may actually be longer than or taller than it was supposed to be, because I decided I would make it a little larger and turn it into a pillow. But I got hung up because I wasn't sure how to make this flower come to an end. Shouldn't be that difficult, but I don't know. Anyway, these are called, I think they're called bobbins, that carry the different colors and hold on to them as you go across. When you go across, you just kind of go up with it so it stays in that spot while you go and finish the rest. But anyway, that is called intarsia. Different colors, yeah. I think there were, oh yeah, right there, three different shades of this sort of salmon-y color. Different bobbins. This one is a round one, and the yarn just winds around inside, and these are like little fish. Yarn winds around there, and yeah, so kind of cool. The most intricate thing I have ever worked on. Should finish it. Would like to. Someday, maybe. All right. Oof, frightful hair. You know, my mom, and she had such thick hair when she was a young woman, such thick hair. My sister has thick hair too. But then when my mom got older, her hair started to thin. My grandmother's hair got very thin too, and something about our genes. Anyway, mom's, especially the bangs, get very thin, and mine have gotten super thin, and I tend to be a little bit self-conscious about my bangs. Mom used to, when she was in front of the mirror, combing her hair in, much later years, not long before she died, maybe the last few years, she'd always take a comb and go like this to fluff up her bangs, I think, to make them not look so thin. Oh, Mama, I love you. And your daughter, Suzanne, is having the same struggle. It's okay. Gotta love ourselves. Gotta love ourselves just as we are. I'm glad I have hair, glad I have it. Some women have bald spots, and yeah. Grateful for the hair I do have on my head. And some women get cancer and lose their hair. So, grateful. I'm grateful for your hair. Even if you're thin, I'm grateful for you. All right, that's it for this segment, this knitting segment. So if knitting isn't your jam, check another day, because I probably won't be talking about knitting again anytime soon, just not in a knitting jag right now. All right, dear ones, give me a thumbs up. Show me that you like this channel or like what I'm talking about, or that you connect with me as a person. Do you feel my heart? Do you feel the compassion in my heart? I practice Nichiren Buddhism, so one of the things I chant about, and chanting is what I do, but while I'm chanting, I'm basically praying. And so one of the things that I chant for is to connect to everyone with the heart of a Buddha, because the Buddha had limitless compassion, and that's how I want to connect with others, with the heart of a Buddha. So if you like this channel, share it if you know anybody else who might like it. Love it if you'd subscribe. It'll help me grow my channel. I'd love to read comments from you. I get a few here and there, and I enjoy responding to those. So yes, I hope you stop back again. From my heart to yours, bye for now. This is a beautiful tribal bag that was knitted and felted by me. I totally forgot to bring it out and show it with all the other things. Here's a short parade of some other things that I knitted. Slippers I made for myself. Bunny slippers for a shower gift. Doggy slippers for a shower gift. A felted lamb. A knitted baby blanket. A knitted matching doggy. 3 knitted baby hats. And a 4th baby hat. And finally, a lovely ruffled bottom sweater with homemade buttons. I was so happy that my granddaughter got to wear this sweater.